So they're petrified that they could lose their medicine that's giving them better quality of life. So it has distilled a lot of fear in the community, and it's really, I think it's really, really unethical for them to lock him away and to have these people have the medicine that was actually working for these people that he was helping withheld from them, after it's showing that it works. So they really need to, I think they need to be working with us, not against us, because we have the proof that this plant works for every single condition. I know there's some rare ones that, but even the rare conditions, that there's no treatment for, you are getting success with that.
Yeah.
And mainly I think, it's a sedative. Cannabis, THC, is a sedative, so people aren't healing because they're not resting. A lot of people just love that they can sleep for the first time in years. So that's off the subject a little bit, but yeah, it is frightening to all of our clients. They finally have hope and a quality of life, and then that fear is always ever present that they could lose their medicine, or something would happen to us, or even, there's so many people. I just spoke to a man on the street that's finally slept for the first time in 3 years, and now he's saying, but will I get pulled over? Because he has a little bit of oil before bed every night, and he said, what happens if I get pulled over, and will I get drug tested? And he's like 70, I said, and, even though it's not in his system when he gets up in the morning, he's had it the night before. And I said, well, we can't guarantee, but the fear, they finally have better quality of life and have a good night's sleep after years, and then they're too scared to take it because they're worried that they're going to get pulled over the next day when it doesn't, it could still be in their system, because it is our companion plant, this cannabis. So it stays in your system and your body uses it, to heal. So there's so many different angles where it's so, it's like a roller coaster, this whole thing. It's like you see people getting better quality of life and smiling and happy and, walking for the first time in years and talking and smiling, and, an 18-year-old boy saying Nana for the first time. All these beautiful things every day we're witnessing, and then there's that fear of, will it be taken from us? And it's sort of, so it's bittersweet in a way, But I think what we've done is really important, because we can prove at a time when it's needed to be proved that, and I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that nature will always be superior to synthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about the children who were being medically kidnapped?
Oh, okay. That's another big touchy subject. But, it's really disturbing. And when we witnessed it for Chase, I thought that it was an isolated incident, but we've been contacted since that date by many parents. I think there's hundreds, possibly thousands of parents that this is happening, families this is happening to. And children in Australia being medically kidnapped if their parents try to refuse the current treatments because of the adverse effects of the medications. Some of these parents are even told that the treatment will not save their child, but they will cause horrific adverse effects. And if they do not follow the doctor's orders, their child will be taken from them, and the medications will be forced into them against the parents' wishes. So we witnessed it with Chase, and we've got to remember here too that these parents are ones that are the ones that are successfully using cannabis have exhausted all avenues, and they are the ones that have done countless hours of research while witnessing improvement in the child's quality of life with less severe adverse effects when they start introducing a plant-based diet or reducing the toxins that they're putting in their bodies, in their child's system. Like for Sinai, for example, with Chase, she started to reduce the pharmaceutical drugs, and she'd get the good results, and she'd go back and tell the doctor, this is, my son's having less seizures because I've weaned him off this medication. And the doctor said, oh, that's great. That's obviously working for you then. And they've encouraged that. So the biggest example of prohibition this year in 2017 to mark the 80th year anniversary is the torture millions worldwide witnessed with Chase Walker Stephen and his family that are currently living every parent's worst nightmare since the 19th of May, when New South Wales Facts falsely misled the police using a Section 43 to remove Chase from his loving, devoted mother and father's care. Our boy's now been separated for over 7 months and missed out on precious family time such as Father's Day, his 5th birthday, his father's birthday, both his sisters' birthdays in December, Christmas with the family, his Nana's birthday, his mum's birthday is coming up, all these things that just, that can't be replaced. Time is the most precious thing that cannot be, cannot be given back to this family. So these situations need our vigilant attention, and we're calling on all Australians with the common goal of wanting immediate, affordable access to cannabis to come together and to support Andrew and Chase and their family. Remembering that Dr Katelaris is in jail right now because he wants every single person in Australia to have the right to grow cannabis in their backyard or affordable whole plant organic cannabis. We also watched a few years ago with Rumour Rose, a 3-year-old girl in Queensland receiving countless rounds of chemo and radiation. Her dad gave her cannabis oil and she went from bedridden to saying, "Daddy, can I please go outside and play now?" The world watched Ocean in Western Australia dying from the harmful effects of chemotherapy and radiation while his parents were fighting to end the treatment because they were being told by the neurologist of all the horrific side effects. They were being told that this medicine's not going to cure your son, but we're going to give it to him anyway, and it's going to cause ulcers in his anus, in his mouth. It's going to all through his digestion tract. And the horrific side effects he explained in great detail, really slowly. And it's just torturous. I know that there's parents out there that don't want to give their children Ritalin, for their autism, and that have started to make dietary changes, and their kids are getting awesome results. Their behaviour's improving, everything. Teachers are commenting on how these children are being more functional in the classroom and being able to listen and things like that. But if Facts or anyone finds out, then they're being taken, they're being medically kidnapped if you do not follow the rules and give the children what the doctors want to give them. So we're even, last week there was a beautiful 21-year-old girl. Her father was growing the cannabis. She has Crohn's disease. She's even got a colostomy bag because the Crohn's has damaged her bowels that much. And the only thing that was bringing her relief was fresh cannabis in her smoothies every day. And the father's been, the medicine was, the police raided the father's home, took the medicine, and now she has to reverse back to her condition was in remission, and now she's got to suffer again. Thankfully, there's compassionate care cannabis community out there that's given her medicine. So, everyone takes care of each other. So Dr. Katelaris' clients will be looked after, but it's still there's still the fear hanging around that the people that are looking after them could be taken out too. So it's really horrific. I thought there was hundreds, but I think there is possibly thousands of families out there that have the possibility of the fear of medical kidnap around them. Even people that were supporting Sinai and Mark when Chase was taken, they were told by Facts, if you support this family, you're next. We'll target you or come after you. And many parents did get questioned and had interviews and had their children interviewed. It's frightening, but I think, it's coming to people's awareness now because there's a serious problem and there is a solution. That we go into Facts, we see what's wrong there, we change the system. It's time it's showing us that the system is broken and that we need to change the system to protect our children. And if we choose to feed our child a plant-based diet, I think we deserve that right as parents that are giving birth to these children.
Yeah.
Especially when, oh, sorry.
Oh, there you are. You're back. Oh,
I'm back, yeah. Yeah, we're living in a time, honey, when sugar-coated donuts are recognised as food, and they have absolutely no nutritional value, where Macca's and all this fast food is recognised, and kids get excited when they see the big golden arches. But, really it's just I believe that if we want to slow down the disease process and the aging process, then we have to eliminate the toxins we're putting in and on our body. And our body knows how to heal when we put the right food into it. Our body was designed from the same creator that created the plants that we're supposed to eat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So prohibiting nature that's what they're doing. When they're prohibiting cannabis, they're prohibiting nature. So, yeah.
And listening to what you said before, and you touched on a little bit, this is really a lot bigger problem. It's about parental choice and children's rights and our rights to be able to choose what we eat and where we get that from.
Absolutely, and what we give our children, because honestly, Sinai and Mark, Chase's parents, when I first met them, I thought, wow, if all parents were as dedicated and as these guys, I'd be really excited, because I've seen cases where it isn't, parents aren't, especially with food, the girls, their children don't eat junk food. They don't eat drink soft drink. They don't eat Maccas. They don't do fast food. Everything is like organic if they can afford it. But everything is just natural. And I spend time with them every day. So I know, I see if one of them has a little bit of sugar, man, they just go off the Richter scale. Like, the next day, like little baby Summer come to a birthday party with me one day, and there was a little cake on the table, and she reached up and put her hands in the icing sugar and put it in her mouth as quicker than I could get to her. And the next day she screamed all day wanting sugar, and they're so healthy. I've just all winter they've been sick once or twice where I'm around other kids that are vaccinated and they've been sick the whole time. That's another subject anyway. But it's they're so. I think it's really sad that they're taking away our rights to feed our children a plant-based diet if that is our choice.
Yeah.
Especially when there's so much, all this other stuff that's causing is a major cause for disease and obesity and all that. That's legal in all outlets, all retail outlets.
You seem very close to Chase Walker's family.
They first came to us in the middle of the night in January, petrified, absolutely petrified. I'd spoken to them on the phone before that, but facts just kept hounding them and trying to take Chase and wanting the other girls too. And so they came to us, and it was beautiful the night they got here. I had the room set up. We had beautiful music playing. I had a CD that I'd made for them. And they still actually play that CD to go to sleep every night because it's just really relaxing. And he was here. They were here for the weekend, and I remember Andrew looking at him saying, wow, we've got a lot of work to do here. He wasn't looking really well, but he'd been but I said, he'll be all right. He's a little warrior. And he just started getting better and better all the time. And every day, just being here, he's in Newcastle staying with us, so we're like 5 minutes walk to the beach, so we're going down the beach, and it was just every day we're seeing an improvement with him. And I remember kissing him goodbye when they got in the car, and he's non-verbal, but I didn't realise until the other day that I remember him saying something, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I think it was actually a sentence. I told him that I loved him, and he's brave, and